Well, we're down at the bike park here, and we got a special friend today, Lori Stevens, all the way from Boston. She's interested in social media for law enforcement, and we just stopped by to show the park to her, and there happens to be all these Ryerson students. What are you guys doing here today?
Urban planning. The students are reconsidering the site as a whole for a planning project, so we're doing our first site visit.
Good. Well, I'm going to tell you a few stories around here, okay, about what's really going on, and I'll give Lori the camera. So I'm Constable Scott Mills. I'm the Toronto Crime Stoppers Community Youth Officer. So I'm a Toronto Police Officer first, but the Crime Stoppers program in this truck that you're looking at is all run by the community, and it's basically a system to report anonymously information to the Crime Stoppers program that will help prevent and solve crimes. In the last 2 weeks, in this general area around here, not specifically at this bike park, but in the area, we've had 2 sexual assaults in the middle of the night of women. And you've probably seen it in the news. How many people have heard it on the news? One? Not very many. How many people have Facebook? Everybody's putting their hand up. Is there anybody not putting their hand up? There's 2 that are not out of this whole group. Okay. How many people go on YouTube? Yeah? Okay, I put appeals out to solve and prevent those crimes and get the information out there on those sites. Now, I also have a YouTube account for this BMX bike park, and I'm going to tell you the history of this bike park and what's going on with it right now. Essentially, this park is made by a man named Michael Heaton, who was a teacher over at West End Alternative over in Bloor. And he retired from teaching. He's 60 years old. He had a passion to help kids. And he said, I want to do it through BMX. I love BMX. We built these ramps. The ramps you're seeing here for the last 3 years have gone to the Direct Energy Center at the C&E grounds in March for the Toronto BMX Jam. And last year, it attracts about 180 pro and amateur BMX riders from around the world. So in the summer, what we do here is the kids come and ride all the time. Last weekend we had a jam, but they come on their own. And the graffiti art is all done by kids. We need to kind of touch it up a little bit because we've been working on another park right now. But the good graffiti art is done by kids. And it's done, like Crime Stoppers will buy their paint and stuff like that, and we do it together. And the whole idea is you don't go out and vandalize, you do something good. The one right there that says respect, love, and unity is actually done by a kid that's in jail right now. He's serving 3 years for trafficking crystal meth and for doing gas station robberies. And he's about to, better not say this if we're going on YouTube, but he's about possibly to win a prize, a $500 prize, and be celebrated at a community building conference. But he won't be able to be there, so he's going to record his message about what that artwork means to him, and his social worker is going to come down and actually deliver the message to a group of kids at the school. So where does this stand at right now? By October 20th, we got to move these ramps to somewhere. We don't know where. The kids want to keep riding. They love to ride over here. The reason why we have to move it is because this is an ice rink, an outdoor ice rink in the winter, so we have to get ready for that. We don't have an indoor location. We're looking for an indoor location. There is a meeting that's going to go on tomorrow here at the community center for a safety audit done by the City of Toronto because of the first sex assault that happened. And there's basically going to be a whole safety audit of the area. I'm really worried they'll say that this park is part of the problem and not part of the solution. So as you can see, by explaining to people what it's all about and the value of it, it's great. Because somebody that doesn't know that's sitting behind their desk might come and say, well, the culprit might be sitting underneath and wait for the sex assault victim under my bike, you know, but there's so much more to it. On Friday at 9:30 in the morning, if you wanted to come, there's going to be depositions at City Hall about this bike park. And it's part of a City of Toronto BMX strategy that people sitting behind the desk wrote, and they didn't know what I've just told you. So they've invited us to come, and anybody who's passionate or knows something about this to actually come and have this little talk with them, and hopefully everybody's mindset will come together, because we educate more on how you can anonymously submit information to prevent and solve a crime through this bike park than any other thing that we've ever done. So it's just a matter of everybody knowing what's going on. How many people ride bikes? Would you consider come back and riding here?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah? How many people think this is a good idea for the kids? Yeah? Does anybody want to come on Friday morning? Down to City Hall. It's in committee room 2. I think it's the first thing on the agenda at City Hall at 9:30 in the morning, I believe. And I'm sure if you wanted to come as an observer, I'm sure that would be possible, and you can kind of hear it.
The safety audit tomorrow night?
The safety audit's tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock here. I can't be here because I'm going to be with Lori training people on using social media for law enforcement to a national audience for 3 hours tomorrow morning at a hotel downtown. So I've got an officer from 14 Division, which is the division that polices this area, Constable Gord Reed. He's going to attend that meeting because he's seen all the work we've done over the past 4 years at this bike park. Half of it got stored actually in the 14 Division Police Station. So there's a lot of good things that have gone on. This was also part of the youth engagement project for the Grey Cup in 2007, CFL Grey Cup. The Argos Foundation became a part of it for that event. We've kind of been struggling ever since. A little piecemeal here, a little piecemeal there, but the kids really love it. There's actually, you see the little tag on the ramp? Those pieces of art that are on this one right here, the first one's done by Bubbles, who's the Toronto Crime Stoppers the Crime Stoppers International Student of the Year for 1,300 programs last year. The second one was done by an art teacher at Humber Summit Middle School with all of his kids at the Prayer Palace up on Jane and Finch area at an event. And the far one was done by Karan, who's from Bogota, Colombia. And he's a graffiti artist, and when he came here, he reached out to me because I got a single out on the Toronto Police website saying legal graffiti art coordinator. So he reached out to me saying, I don't want to vandalize the city, I want an opportunity to paint. So he's painted the back wall back there, and he's painted this brand one over here. You'll see there's a little tag on there that says TMW. Somebody might come by that sits behind the desk and think that, oh, that's a gang tag or something. TMW is Toronto's Most Wanted. It's Toronto's Most Wanted Motorsports, and the members of that group are actually former gang members that I used to do surveillance on and was involved in a murder trial with. And they actually organize events down here, help paint the park, and help to keep it safe. And they just posted an event on Facebook saying that they're doing a coat drive. So if anybody wants to, if you want to hook up into the links for everything going on, you can just add me on Facebook. It's Scott Mills on Facebook. Or the account for Crime Stoppers with all the information for the whole city is 1-800-222-TIPS. It's on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And the YouTube account for this is Toronto BMX specifically. So anytime I take a video of a kid doing a backflip or something on here, we put it on the Toronto BMX YouTube account. It'll say, "Kids doing great stuff." And then the text will say, "Trust and text, 3 ways to anonymously report information to help the police prevent and solve crimes." Does that help you guys? All right, we got to go. We're supposed to go to somewhere. This is exciting for me, so thanks for listening. All right, take care, guys. Thanks, Lori.
Yeah.